that you define a problem. You all agree on one problem you want to address and put it into a statement. And the second stage is where you think about ideas. It's called the ideate stage. All possible ideas you can agree upon. And the final one is where you say, okay, aside all the 5 ideas we've come together with, this is the one thing we know would work, is feasible and is realistic to solve whichever problem you agree on as a group. So it's just to get to know each other. Please make it as fun as possible. The presentation is just 5 minutes. It's not like a thesis or anything. It's just any kind of problem. It could be traffic. It could be, pardon? It could even be time, like our approach to time. So feel free. It doesn't have to be tangible. It could be service. It could be anything related, but you have to agree on as a group. Okay, thank you. You have 20 minutes. One group can go here. Another group, it's just 20 minutes. Another group can be here as well. So I'll give you papers, sticky notes, pencils. You have to. Yeah. But the idea is that some of you might stand. How many papers? How many papers do you think you need?
One for now.
Okay. At least one for your brainstorming and then one for your presentation. Are we good?
So, I think we should introduce ourselves.
Yes, very important.
Hi, my name is Aradna. I work in communications and advertising. Yeah.
I'm Saeed, architect.
Oh, lovely.
There are lots of problems. Okay, great. So how many papers would you need? Oh. Please, how many papers would you need? I'll give you 2 for now.
I've realized when you don't put a price on stuff, people don't actually value it as much as if you give it a little bit. Even if it's like spicy.
Yeah.
The moment you give it a monetary value, they seem to place value.
Yeah. You're in charge of our sticky notes. Pencils.
But I've just seen
No, no,
That comes with education.
exactly.
Please, you have used 3 minutes out of your 20 minutes. Thank you. 3 minutes out of your 20 minutes already. Yeah.
So, before you speak, just press it. Long press it. Like, I'm coming. I'm turning it off so that.
I'll be doing accurate timekeeper in between. So shouldn't I keep it on?
Because
second stage by now. Put together your ideas. Six minutes more. Minutes more. We should be at the final stage, developing our ideas.
Hello?
minutes more. Time up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all come to the front row. Thank you very much for your discussions. Okay. Everyone, front row, please. Yes. Okay, please, front row. I'm still waiting for people to come to the front. Okay. I'll start with a team who said the time was just too much for them. So in case I call you, just know one team member told me that. That's why I'm calling you first. So what do I call this team? So he said you had too much time, so. So kindly present, you have 5 minutes. Oh, let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Team one, who is presenting? Okay, 2 people. Oh, but you can all come up and support him. Or yes. Oh, he says the name is the winning team. Okay.
Hi,
5 minutes.
all right, my name is Giovanni. I'm with the winning team. I allow my partner to give our opening statement.
Hi, my name is Raymond, and the title of our problem is Devaluing the Free Concept. Now, there's our opening statement. In many African communities, free goods, services, opportunities are often low quality, disposable, or unworthy of care, leading to misuse, poor management or engagement, and even neglect. Not because of inherent value, but due to a deeply rooted psychological and cultural association between cost and worth. Now, there's our design question. How might we redesign and redesign how free resources are offered in African communities so that they are valued, used responsibly, and create lasting impact?
Thank you. I thought you clap for that wonderful opening statement here. Like you rightly said, we're in a place where when you give people something for free, they don't value it. For example, myself, I wanted to learn forex trading some years back, and I have a friend who's one of the top forex traders in Ghana. He gives me his course for free, and for 2 years I didn't open the video. So by the day I sent him money for the course, I studied it in 1 week. Yes. So that is a problem that as a team we found that is very detrimental to us as a society. And some of the problems that comes with devaluing free things is it collapses businesses, right? So say you start your business and family members want it for free. It's not as if when they take it for free, they are going to be buying the next one. They always expect that you give it to them for free. So it affects businesses. During our initial engagement, we found that one of the banks in Ghana who got some building for free used it for something else aside what it was supposed to be used for. I don't want to mention the name so that we don't get sued as a team. Another problem our devaluing the free concept brings is it affects our ability to compete on a global scale. If we don't presentation, when they give you a microphone, you forget what you prepare. Yes, but it does affect our ability to compete on a global scale. And the reason we say that is because when you want to come in, God bless you,
So when you're talking about its ability to affect our competition on a global scale, we are unable to get access to a lot of things, first of all. So when we do get access and people are able to give it to us for free, we don't seem to take advantage of these opportunities that do come our way. We can be much more further along than we are where we currently are. You can even see that just generally in the sense of Ghana. But we simply do not take advantage of the opportunities that are given to us, especially when somewhere decides that, you know what, I'm going to take my time, I'm going to take my resources, and I'm going to either give this information or education or this course or whatever form in which it comes in to others, and they don't take advantage of it. So in that respect, it definitely affects our ability to compete on a global scale.
Thank you. I thought we were completing it. Yes, and 1 minute more. So the solutions we came up with to address this mental canker of not valuing free things is to put better systems in place. The other thing I think we strongly agreed on was working through the media to educate people on the value of free things. To educate, so this education will go through school education where we are taught the value of things, because like one of our people said during our meeting, when you know the value of an actual thing, say if a rich man knows the value of the thing, whether it's cheap or it's expensive, right? So say again? Yeah, so even this event, those of us who are here and who came on time, we know the value, the ripple effect of what this event will have. So regardless of whether people are here or not, we know the value when we are here. And we believe that through solid education, we can change the minds of Ghanaians to value what they have, appreciate what they have, be able to maintain it, use it, and give us an edge on a global scale. Thank you very much. Right.
Thank you, the winning team. Dada, do you have any questions for them? Or you are still thinking about yours? We should finish first. All right, great. Okay, now let's put our hands together for the other team. What should we call you? The winners, not the winning, the winners. Okay, I like that. Okay, let's put our hands together for the winners. Woo! Oh, please come up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Keshia, and today we are presenting on reclaiming Ghanaian infrastructure. Infrastructure in Ghana has been severely underutilized and mismanaged, such that most of our national monuments and general infrastructure has gotten to the point of severe deterioration. An example we gave was on the Black Star Square, and some ideas we thought of on utilizing a monument such as the Black Star Square was to redefine culture, better plan, and better leadership in reclaiming Ghanaian infrastructure. So redefining the culture works in the long run, works on maintenance culture. So even if we start planning or building stuff, right now, Ghanaians would not maintain that because we do not have that culture in place. And some things we thought of were to build. Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Tiffany. Okay, so under the ideas that came up, we thought of redefining the culture, we thought of better planning, and then we thought of better leadership, but we realized that most of these solutions actually came under better planning. So how is better planning really going to help us reclaim our infrastructure and use it better? You can hear me? Oh. Okay, so under better planning, we asked what are the ways that we can thoroughly think through the infrastructure that we give the nation or that we put up as a nation. How are we really rolling it out such that every possible benefit is thought through and implemented on the ground? So the first one we thought about was how to, number one, put value into our structures. How do we do this? We do this by what are the possible ways that we can utilize, for example, honing in on the Black Star Square, what are the possible ways we can really make use of a space like that? It is foreigners who come and actually find it useful. You hear of Bozoma St. John, who actually wanted to use it as an event center for the New Year's. Like, she's bringing some value to a space that we actually have neglected. So how are we using it? Saeed gave an example of creating more events, creating food hubs, creating like just maybe exercises that people can be drawn towards those spaces. We also thought about how to monetize whatever it is that we are doing and how to maintain them. So the monetization is going to come through the people who have actually made these monuments or these infrastructure, underutilized infrastructure, their homes and their places of revenue via begging or being, what do they call those people? it's like maybe a junkie. I wouldn't say a junkie, but a homeless people, they often just take over the place. And then how are we going to also create a solution to that problem and help that problem become useful towards maintaining these buildings? So we thought that in employing them to maintain the space, keep the space clean, we have employees who can help us to run these spaces. We also thought about creating a reasonable price point. I love the fact that you guys mentioned that as a nation and as a people, we take things for granted when they are free. So we also are bordering having things for free and having things for very expensive. So how do we have that middle point, that middle ground that helps us, the correct price point that helps us to make use of the places that we have and actually want to go to those places that we have? So we thought about the price point. We make it one that is reasonable for everybody. It's not just the people who can pay high, it's not the people who can pay, but something that is really cheap for everyone to benefit. And with this money that we get via the people who might even come and employ, rent the space, have a stall to sell their food, to show their events, to anything that the place is used for, we can use these monies to maintain the events, hoping that the people we employ will actually do the job that they're employed for. Okay, so that is what we thought of. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the winning team and then the winners. An interesting evening. So thank you all for your ideas. We hope that this is just a conversation starter and that we'll continue to speak about these things. And very soon, who knows, next year we might have one person who actually comes up with a project and it's a speaker here because we came up with an idea here and it's actually implementing it. So let's keep the conversation going. Even though the winning team and the winners, let's try and cross and exchange contacts because I think both projects are kind of linked. So thank you very much for your time. My name is Ophebia, and next to speak is Kobna Abaka-Kwanzaa to give us a welcome address and to introduce the keynote speaker. I'll put your hands together.
Whoa. Hi. Good. Is it afternoon or evening yet? Okay. So thank you all for coming. I'd like to officially welcome all of you. For the past 4 years, I've been speaking out of my mind, but this morning when I woke up, I just felt like actually putting my thoughts down. That's why you find me with my iPad. I actually wrote something to read out to all of us. I feel it captures the essence of why we are here in a much better way. So permit me if my eyes are here. I'm reading things I've written from my heart. Also because today is my birthday and Thank you. So good evening everyone and welcome to the 5th edition of the New African Mind. Thank you for showing up, not just with your presence, but with your energy, your curiosity, and your commitment to the Africa we all dream of. Tonight, we gather under the theme that speaks to both urgency and opportunity, future-proofing Africa, the mindset to harness our shared resources. We chose this theme because we believe Africa is not poor. Africa is certainly not poor. We are not without resources. What we believe we've lacked for far too long is a mindset to value and grow and share what we already have. Whether it's our minerals, our people, our culture, our land, or our technology, we have what it takes. But without the right mindset, abundance becomes misused, and potential remains just that, potential. So what then is the New African Mind? It's obviously not just an event. It's a growing movement. It's a safe space to have bold, honest, and transformative conversations. A space that empowers young Africans like you with a mindset, skills, and values to lead, build, and collaborate across the continent. But to understand the new African mind, we must first talk about the old one, the mind we are leaving behind. So the old African mind is one that believes that someone else must come and save us. I'm sure since most of us came into Africa or Ghana, were born, we always hear about our governments going to seek for help. Every single time we believe there's a savior from somewhere to come and save us. Secondly, the old African mind competes instead of collaborates. Perfect example, when, what's it called, Space to Space or something came. I'm sure if you walk around, maybe from your house to your junction, you find 5 people trying to do the same thing. I believe that's the old African mind. The old African mind measures value only in what is foreign. If we are to put, which local brand do we have here? So I'll use you as an example. Neoterras, of course. Neoterras against which other foreign architect can we use, or architecture company? I don't want to mention the other name, but I'm sure we all know. He could have probably done the projects for cheaper. I don't want to mention names. Anyway, the old African mind also consumes instead of creates. And the old African mind waits instead of leads. So on our flyer, we put 5 p.m. And it's good we're actually having this event, because those of us coming actually need a new African mind. The rest of us are waiting, and those who are really ready are leading. So thank you all for coming early for us to start. Now, what do we believe the new African mind is? We believe the new African mind takes ownership. We believe the new African mind thinks long term. We believe the new African mind builds across borders. We believe the new African mind believes in our people. And lastly, we believe our new African mind sees every challenge as an opportunity to innovate. This mindset shift is not optional, it is urgent. The future will not wait for us to catch up. If we do not shape it, it will be shaped for us. So tonight is about choosing and practicing a new way of thinking. A mindset that prepares us to manage what we have wisely, not just for ourselves, but for the future generations to come. You will hear from thinkers and doers, people who have been through the journey of transforming their minds and how it has improved their lives and their businesses or whatever they find themselves doing. You will certainly collaborate with people from different walks of life, and we believe that you leave here not just informed, but recharged and responsible for what comes next. Let's make this a night of learning, listening, and bold imagination. Once again, welcome to the New African Mind. Thank you. So, without wasting much time, we'll call our keynote speaker. But before he comes, I just want to say a big thank you to him, because I personally know what it took for him to sacrifice and be here with us. So let's put our hands together for him. Yeah. So as we all know, I don't know how many of us had an account with UT Bank. I did. I love the brand so much. I don't know if you remember, there was a branch in Tema Community too. That was my branch. Yeah, and I went there for my first eSwitch card. If I'm not, yeah, my first eSwitch card, and it was a brand I could really see and believe would do so well. And Mr. Mwabing, or Captain Retired Prince Kofi Mwabing, has been a very good friend, a good mentor, a godfather, and I've been a whole lot of things. Personally, I've benefited so much from not just who he is now, but even before our relationship became very personal. He's been a huge inspiration to a lot of things I do. So I don't take his being here for granted, and it's out of pure love and passion for the new African mind that he chose to be here. So PK, I love you. We love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I'm very, very happy to hear. But this man is not a small man. I'm supposed to be in my village, enjoy myself, but somehow he managed to pull it together. And I must say, what also counted for my coming was the topic that you guys want to discuss. It's so dear to my heart that I said, I better go and see what the young guys are doing and what they are thinking of Ghana and Africa. It's about mindset and what do we do to change it. It's what I've been fighting for, and I'm so passionate about it that the rest of my life is dedicated towards that. I think what I want to do is, first and foremost, what do we mean by the wrong mindset? Obviously, we are saying that our mindset is wrong. What do we mean by the wrong mindset? And then I will try, because I've reflected on it for a long time, I'll try to give you reasons why we have the wrong mindset. Because you have to know what it is, what we mean by it, before we try to see how we can change it. I hope you're all okay with it. So wrong mindset, typically, and we are generalizing. I mean, I'm not saying we're all like that, but majority of us probably are like that. We have the tendency not to respect time. We do not also respect other people unless they are related or close to us. We are jealous of each other. We envy people who pull them down. As Kobina said, instead of collaborating, we will fight against ourselves and so forth. When I go around Accra and everywhere in Africa, I observe things, and sometimes I laugh, sometimes I sulk, and I'll take you through a few of them. And to know that I'm serious about it, I've got a page on my phone where I put African nonsense there. I will share some with you so you know the kind of mindset we have. Do you know the motorbikes, Okada, that we have all over the place? The manufacturers who manufacture motorbike and give you side mirrors so you can actually be safe and watch who is coming at you and all those. Now, for most of these Okadas, they actually take off the mirrors and throw them away because it enables them to maneuver through the cars, because if they have the side mirrors, they don't have much space. So they don't even care about their own lives or what is coming at them. But they just greed as in how they can get to where they're going to go. If you haven't seen it, just watch it. In our villages, when the government has taken a loan to construct a good road to link our towns so that every town along the line will benefit, one village, maybe a drunkard will be knocked down and the villagers will actually condemn the road and build their own ramp. And the government does nothing about it. I had a friend who was doing well in UK and he was insisting that he's going to come to Ghana. He cannot stay in UK forever. And he was consulting me as in how he can relocate. I said, you cannot relocate. Because the kind of values that you have, you cannot relocate. And he's a golfer. So we're talking about his coming to UK and we're playing golf and we got to a hole. You know that Chimata golf course, you crisscross the routes. And from nowhere, my friend started shouting, Kofi, no, I think you are right. I cannot stay. I said, what have you seen? Well, I'm accustomed to it, but you see, there's a pedestrian crossing and there's a ramp. And we still have a security man with a red flag. And we got the ramp, pedestrian crossing, red flag. The cars won't stop for us. That is what, for him, was the killer. That even where he's coming from, if you come and stand by pedestrian crossing, you have the right of way 100%. There's the pedestrian crossing, there's even a ramp to slow them down. There's even a red flag. So the black man says no, he doesn't care about it. Then we have, look at all the sirens that we have now. Now, if we respect people, I mean, you have a position and you have a V8, for example, and you decide to sleep to about, say, 8 o'clock. Somebody has started from, I'm right here in Trotro, struggling. By the time you get to maybe Lego area, you have slept enough, and then the poor person who has been coming to work since 4:30, you push them to the side, and you alone, you go. You think about all the extreme or the magnitude or the gargantuan corruption. We are sick. Now, corruption is everywhere, but the amount of money they are talking about is like, why? It's as if you will never die, and what are you going to do with the monies? I think, really, really. Another example that I have, there's a Lebanese friend of mine, and he has a big shop, so he sits at the top so you can see all the Ghanaian workers. And if he should forget something at home, and he has to go to the house to pick something up, he rings the bell, everybody go out, go out, go out. And he locks his shop to go to his office, come back, open them to come, and then come and sit out there to see, because he cannot trust one of the black people. There's another woman who has a beautiful showroom, and she sells wines, and she's going to take security people to come and guide the premises. Now, at night when she's going home, she must lock the security people inside the house. Because if she does, the security people, if she doesn't lock them inside the house, she's going to lose a whole lot of things. I can go on and on, but let's also look at our attitude towards funerals. We spend so much time and money and resources, logistics on funerals. And it's getting worse. The funny thing is, when somebody dies, for my people, the Ashantis and Achim and whatever, there's a 1 week. That 1 week can happen 6 months after the death. So the point is, don't you know 1 week? And then after that is the 40 days, and then the funeral, and this, and also the 1 year. And I wonder, when the king of Jordan died, he was buried same day. And then you find somebody like my uncle or somebody dies, and all the fuss about it. And of course, if you are sick, they won't even give the money. So, as I said, I wouldn't want to bore you with all this, but there's one that happened in my own circles which worried me a lot. Every 26th December, I organize a children's party. Some people have seen me dancing with kids. Nowadays, I'm more popular for dancing on social media than UT Bank. And what I do is, all the schools in Gukrantumi, where I come from, SDA, Roman, Presby, and everything, Ahmadiyya or whatever, the first 6 in every class, 1 to 6, wins an automatic invitation to my Christmas party. And the idea is to encourage the kids to compete and qualify for the party and all those. And really it's working well for some time. About 2 years ago, some of the kids came with their reports to my gate and said, "Sir, Captain, look at my position. And they didn't get me to come to your party." And I said, "What's happened? I mean, I don't know. Is that your report?" The teacher of that class had taken 1 CD from someone to push the kid who didn't qualify to come to the party. I almost canceled that function. I'm thinking the teacher of someone class 2 or class 3 is showing this corruption. to the kids they are supposed to bring up. And for me, maybe you may not find it too worrying, but it shows all the symptoms. And for me, even though I'm doing so much for the rest of my life to change mindsets, there are times when I ask God if I'm doing the right thing. But then we can't give up. It looks hopeless, but we can't give up. And that's the kind of dilemma I'm in. Now, the question I'm going to ask is, why do we black people generally behave like this or have this kind of mindset? And I've told you, I've tried, I reflect a lot, and I try to find reasons. History tells us there were the empires of Ghana and whatever in Africa, but in the last 200, 300 years, there hasn't been any serious civilization in Ghana, as far as in Africa. What I see is this. For some reason, and I'm not doubting God or blaming God, God put the black man in the best part of the earth. You agree with me? Best part of the earth, there's greenery, there's forest. In fact, if you read the Bible, it says, lead us into the greener pastures. We are in the greener pastures. Where food is not a problem, you can see a madman in Accra. 4 months later, you see the same madman not clothed in Sunyani. Nothing has happened to that madman. Temperature differences, not much. Certainly no snow, so nothing like extreme temperatures will kill you. And food is in abundance. You don't even have to grow it. As I stand here, Kukrantumi young men, they take their dog, go into the forest. There's free imri, mushroom, free crabs. They will get some okusie, they will get some snails, they will get free kontomire. The food they will eat, you can't get to eat. The quality of the food, all for free. Now, this is what I call the curse of abundance, or if you like, theory of abundance. Because if you have kids and you decide that one of them is your love child, so you dote onto that child and you don't discipline the child when they do wrong, that child certainly won't turn out well. And I find that where God put us is so cozy. Not only did we have a cozy environment, but there were no natural serious hazards. No earthquake, no tsunami, no hurricane, nothing. What you see on TV, demolishing cities and towns, we have none. And therefore, we are spoiled children. Now, when you have it in abundance, I mean, all we did, for example, you get married, you find some palm branches, put up a hut or some mud house. Nothing is going to break that house down. And you farm just around your place with maybe 3 wives and have about 12 children or 20 children, and they all look around and forage around, and you live. If you care about anybody at all, it's just maybe immediate family, because maybe you have a funeral and somebody will help you. So out of the abundance, what we came to do, or our behavior, or the character that we formed, and I'll talk only about 2, is 1, we have no respect for time. Because it's like, where are you going? Your food, you've eaten, next week's food is guaranteed. Nothing is coming at you by way of nature or any hazards. So, if anything, and that is even worse, our problem was how to spend the whole day so that night will come and you go to bed. That was our problem. And whereas people in the other areas were fighting and racing against time to store food and to budget and do things, before winter comes, nothing was coming. So, now anyone who doesn't respect time will never develop. Let me tell you, development in any form has two legs. One, time saving. If something is time saving, it's development. The second thing is that if it gives you a good feeling or quality of life, that's the other one. We don't give a damn about time. Some of us, when they meet other people and they are greeting, 10 minutes, they are standing there. And the children and the goats and the cows and the this. You think if there's snow on that ground, you'll be standing there doing what you're doing. But we do it. If you haven't been to your village for a long time and you all of a sudden you go to your village, for them to even gather people to ask you a money will take about 1 hour. Oh, go and see if uncle is there and call him. And then you come and say, have you given him water to drink? Sometimes after you say it, they'll say, go and sleep. Ochana. So the first thing the abandoned did to us, no respect for time. In fact, we abuse time. Now, there's a story which said there's a man in Kukrantumi, a good farmer with three wives. Each of the wives will prepare fufu and their special soup. And he tries this, he tries that, he tries that. So he finished eating. And he was in his hammock with chapia in his teeth, relaxed. And then he had an aeroplane. And Kukrantumi, the aeroplanes are very, very high. I mean, they're not close. Then he looked up and said, Kwasi Bronipa, what you hear now? What is wrong with you? Why venture and go up there? Now, the time that we don't respect kills us in terms of development. The second thing, because we are self-sufficient in a way, like the madman who won't die and can do anything. In the same way, everyone was almost self-sufficient. Now, when you are self-sufficient, you do not care about other people. So we do not generally respect other people. Period. What do I need from you? Nothing. I can eat, I can do whatever. So we find ourselves saying, oh, Enkrani, Aigbeni, Pepini, whatever. Unless you are close to us, the typical African doesn't even give a damn about you. But development is about doing things for the general good, and we are lost on it. It's never the general good. That is why, take for example the last government and what they are reporting in the papers, the things that they did among them. And I'm an Achem man, and it became Achem Mafia. Even though I suffered, but still the stigma stays with me, or it touches me. The other things that I'll just mention, so I've talked about time and respect that we don't have, and I'm trying to tell you why we don't have it, because of abundance. Because everyone is self-sustaining, when you see that somebody is trying to do something extra, it's like he wants to think that he is special, as for you, but we are all eating, and he wants to do what? To prove what? The natural tendency is to bring the person down. So you're all equal. And then it brings enviness, jealousies, pull him down. It all comes from the abundance. I see it clearly. So, how many minutes do I have? Who? 10. 30. Me, I can talk. Because, listen, I'm old. I'm 73 years. And I have so much experience. I can't spell it all out in 30 minutes. Anyway, but I'll do my best. So, I've given you an idea of what the wrong mindset is. And I've given you an idea what probably is the cause of it. Now, how do we try to solve it? Which is the main thing. It is not difficult. in theory, but it's extremely difficult in practice. So, before I go there, let me give you an example about the environment. I have one example that I missed. I tend to do crazy things a bit. So like I've gone to Vegas and jumped from whatever. You go there, they belt you, and then you skydive all the way down. I've been to also, I went to the north of Sweden. And you know why I went? Kukuratumi boy, I wanted to ski. It was my desire that I should ski. Because I've seen it in films, James Bond films and things like that. So me too, I wanted to ski. And I had in-laws in Sweden. So I told them that I will come and I want to ski. So they took me to the north of Sweden, where there's always snow on the ground. And I observed two serious things. With the human beings, everyone in the path that we went knew how to ski. In fact, skiing was their means of transportation, the one means of transportation. Kids to 90-year-old women, you ski to the bus stop. From the bus stop, you ski to supermarket and then back. Simply said, if you do not know how to ski in that part of Sweden, you will die. Because that's the only means of transport. I also observed with the plants, cedar tree family kind of plants. The plants will stand in hibernation as if they are dead for about 8 months. And then, when it's like their summer, even though snow is on the ground, these plants will just blossom with leaves, flowers, fruit, and end of 4 months, they go back into hibernation. These are very poor looking plants. Your odum and mahogany and things like that, cozy life, no, anti-Africa. And they are big timbers. They cannot last there. This is going to just emphasize the environment and the effect on us. Because simply put, the environment determines the character and the cultures of living things. Or living things adapt to the environment. The two are the same. Now, back to how we solve the mindset problem. A lot of Africans, let's say Ghanaians for that matter, will travel outside this country seeking greener pastures. And sometimes they even go school, build capacities, and they even get better or excel more than those who are there, as in the whites. It's very common. So you ask yourself, it is not hopeless for Africa, because if we go there, we perform. Notwithstanding the fact that even when the people have stayed there 30 years, as soon as they land Kotoka, oh, if you and start doing all sorts of stupid things again. The point I'm making is that the potential is always there, that we can do the right thing, because where we go, you can't do any of the stupid things that we allow here. If there's double yellow line and there's no parking at any point, any day, any time, King Charles in UK, it don't even occur to him that he can park there because he's the king. And if he dares to park, he may have to abdicate. So our Ghanaians go there and they don't have a chance. It's not like you meet a policeman and say, hey, you want to give the policeman their money. Simply put, because the systems are there to check people, the whites are not better than us. In a way, maybe, but because they are more educated on the average and they have all sort of opportunity. But at least when we go there, we comport ourselves and we help them to develop their economies. But when we come here, we're not able to do that. Because we have a system, and note, we have a system. And the system is a system of who you know. to put it more clearly, there's a proverb in English about development. It says, early bird catches the worm. I'm sure you've all heard it. The early bird catches the worm, which means the bird must wake up, do some sleep, and fly out and get the worm, which is what it wants. The equivalent in Ghana, tree, akoko obene mame enonya abebesre. To wit, the chicken that is closest to the mother will get the best part of whatever. So in our situation, it's not about hard work, it's about connection. Now, having said that, I will touch on some of the problems that we have. Because what I'm trying to say is that if we were to get the institutions to be working with that exemption, and everyone is governed by it, and everyone, if you go contrary, you are sanctioned equally, not because of whom we are connected, we would all see a difference. But we have a system, and the system is like this. As soon as you start getting to a place, the first problem you have is from family and friends. And because we treasure family more than the general good, you start a company, you must get help, or you must employ your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. They'll call you and tell you that, oh, we hear you've employed someone. When your brothers are here, they don't have a job, and then you are giving job to outsiders. And this happened to me so many times. The family and friends can be of help in your development, but you should be careful, because if it gets into your head with family and friends, they will certainly ditch you. Because when you give job to your family and friends, instead of them coming to say that we're going to work harder so that our relation here makes more money, no. As for them, they are connected, so they won't work. And they do all the lousy things because you cannot really sanction them. Thank God. That's the first bit. An example I'll tell you about that is, I could get away with it most of the time because they said because I was in the army, minye correct. And I love that. I intentionally will do what I know is right. And they can't say, oh, soldier, and they leave me alone. Now, I start my brother company. You have no place here. Now that brother went home and reported. My sister stopped talking to me. My uncle certainly won't talk to me. Our chief of the town, who was a professor, so I explained why. Because after all the consultations, our Bushapeni came. And when he came, I was fed up with it. I said, Bushapeni, since you are also here, I'll tell you there's an easy solution. I told them that when I come there, this thing will be resolved. And he said, so Kofi, what's the solution? I said, get me out of the Bushia and take your Bushia. But later on, I explained to him that, listen, when you come here, I give you money. The money is for the company. And if I allow this guy to collapse the company, when you come here, I can't even give you money. And of course, I intentionally gave a lot more money. And then when he was going, he said, Papa. Now, the second group of people who do not make our systems work that will ensure that we develop, not in any order, are the chiefs. Our chiefs. You see, they have, I call it the toxic web. The chiefs, because it's like they are the overlords of the towns and the villages and whatever, somehow it's like they control votes. So the politicians must always defer to the chiefs for the votes that they will bring from their areas and so forth. And the chiefs are not to be challenged because that is our tradition. The chief, if there's a case, can you say,